Hey guys, what's going on? Josh, aka 1PC here. My guest tonight for this 1v1 interview is one of the most analytical and respectful and admirable players here in the Houston Smash community. Currently plays 6 on Houston's PR. Smash United's very own BC. How's it going, man?
Great. Glad to be here.
All right, cool, man. Just relax, chill, and we're gonna have a fine, good old time. So start off with the question I always ask everybody. So how were you introduced to Smash?
Like from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Okay. When I was a kid, my parents bought me Smash 64 for my Nintendo 64, and I played that game so much. I didn't have friends to play it with. I just played against computers. And I got super good at it for a kid. I know this is casual mode because I didn't play it competitively, but I could beat very hard without losing a single life.
Okay. Did you have any siblings or anything like that playing?
I have one sibling, but he was 5.5 years younger than me. So.
Oh yeah, I mean that kind of.
When Smash 64 was out, he was too young to play.
Oh yeah, of course. So how'd you find out about the competitive scene? You know, the Smash community per se.
My younger brother, Matthew, he goes by Todd in the Smash scene. I was just content to keep, playing casually with my friends, but my brother was on Smashboards, and he showed me a Smashboards page for this Brawl tournament, the Hobo series, run by Zyro, and he just asked me to take him because I was, I could drive. So I did, and that was the first tournament we went to. I think it was Hobo. I don't know, I'm really bad. My memory's super bad. It was Hobo either in the high 20s or the low 30s.
What year was it?
Also, I couldn't tell you that. If I had to guess, I'd have to say 2011.
2011?
Yeah.
Well, how was that first tournament experience like? You're walking into the venue and you see a bunch of strangers that you've never seen before, but playing the same game that you love.
Oh, I actually liked it because I wanted a challenge because I was better than my group of friends, and I actually had a good time. Of course, I didn't win. I didn't even come close to winning, but one highlight I can remember is, I guess in my first, or I think I won my first match. So my second match, I fought Ultimate Razor, known as Grim Turtle now. Yeah, and no one knew who I was, and we were playing my Olimar versus his Snake, and the second game I counterpicked him to Castle Siege, and it was kind of close. I actually took his first life before he took mine, and I kind of had a lead up until, I remember Snake had the down throw tech chase, and so he just got one grab on me and then converted that to death. And that's how he brought it back. But I remember so many people were watching because they didn't know who I was, and so they're just watching this unknown person is ahead on Ultimate Razor, that was unheard of.
Right.
So my introduction to the scene it actually went kind of well because I was already
good person.
I was already decent, not good enough to win or not even good enough to place in the money, but I definitely wasn't going 0-2,
to keep up, right. So as someone that, thinks very analytically towards the game, what inspires you to have that kind of mentality,
Oh, I just enjoy the mental aspects. I like all sorts of things that test your brain. I love chess, I love board games, I love strategy games, but when I'm playing a fighting game, I enjoy just the mental interactions, one-on-one, me and another person. I think it's really satisfying to win a tough match because you can feel you got in someone's head and outsmarted them,
Right.
And when you're playing someone else who's capable of thinking at that level, or even someone who's better and smarter than you, I love that even more because it forces me to level up and think harder. It just makes it that much more satisfying. I love playing people who push me to get better,
Yeah, totally get you. So how does it feel being back in the PR, man?
I like it. I like the ego boost, not gonna lie. But
I mean, who does it? I mean, seeing your name top 10 in Houston,
At the same time, I expected to make it back on, so it was kind of bittersweet. I kind of knew based on my performance last season, yeah, I'd be on it now.
Right.
So it's not like it was a surprise or anything. Honestly, like it just motivates me a little bit more because like now that I'm ranked number 6, and I know we have like lots of inactive people like Genius who are good enough to be like top 5. You know, it just makes me kind of humble actually because I think, you know, do I really deserve the 6th place spots? And it's kind of pushing me to like level up because I want to like stay at that spot, you know, prove I deserve it, stay on it next season.
To be real, you want to be consistent.
Yeah, because I've been on and off of the PR several times actually.
Right.
So I know what that's like. You know, the bright side is you get to enter Arcadians, but at the same time, I hate Arcadians because I philosophically don't agree with the whole concept of the Arcadian. You know, you ban the top 10 players, then all you're doing is giving a free tournament win to the 11th best player. Like, what's the point of that?
Right, totally get you. You know, like it doesn't really push. Some say the Arcadians like doesn't really push the rest of the community enough. You know, it's kind of like they stay in their comfort zone. You know, it's like, oh, we don't have the wall. That's fine. Let's have fun with it.
I mean, like, to you people that like go 0-2 in tournaments, you're not going to suddenly do better at an Arcadian just because the top 10 people are gone. Like, come on.
Of course not.
That's like, but Arcadians get like double the turnout of regular tournaments. It baffles me.
Right. I mean, there's like
80,
like 60 plus.
I remember one of them had like I think 93 or 94.
Really?
Yeah, and that was just a weekly. Just an Arcadian that was a weekly, you know.
It's crazy. So, you know, what entices you about like attending these tournaments? You know, what makes you come back and attend like almost every weekly here in Houston?
I'm a gambler at heart. Like, even though I don't usually win, I always feel like I'm capable of winning. So that's what excites me. Like, I win just enough, and the challenge is just adequate enough to keep me coming back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally get you. You know, kind of like the challenge. You know. So let's step back a little bit. You main Villager, correct?
Mm-hmm.
You know, where would you put Villager in the current meta as of now?
He or she is not a top tier. Like, definitely not. So Villager is just sitting comfortably in the high tier. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Basically the second highest group of characters in this meta. Right.
Does Villager have any weak matchups like any other characters? You know, because like I mean, Villager's more well. It depends the kind of playstyle that you use him or her. It's more of like a can be kind of character. You know, like what kind of like who does Villager lose to?
Well, that's the thing. Like, I would say a year ago, Villager was on the verge of being like a top tier because Villager had so many good matchups. Like, Villager did okay against Sheik, the best character in the game at the time.
Right.
Villager probably beats Zero Suit Samus. You know, lots of good matchups on the top tiers. Villager did well against pre-patch Luigi. You know, does okay against Fox. But, like, all of Villager's current worst matchups are the DLC characters, like Cloud and Bayonetta are the worst 2 matchups. Not just my opinion, like lots of Villagers would, especially Cloud, back me up on that. So, so being like the DLC adding, you know, several bad matchups really kind of made it harder for Villager. You can even see like Renai, he was really dominant in Japan, like winning most of the things he went to. And then Cloud comes out and he starts just losing to Komori Kiri, who previously was just a Sonic main.
And now is a well-renowned Cloud main.
Yeah, and Renai usually loses to him. Like, that matchup is bad. But Villager is a flexible character. You know, like you said, he's known for defensive play and camping, but he's very versatile. He can play aggressively. He can, you know, not necessarily rush down, but like he can set up aggressive pressure. And you just have to adapt to different matchups. Like throughout the history of Smash 4, which is only like 2 years, but still, people have thought Villager lost these matchups and then realized, oh, it's not that bad. Like Rosalina's not that bad for Villager. Mario is not that bad, you know?
Yeah, no.
You just have to adopt a different play style. Like those 2 characters. Rosalina has gravitational pull. Mario has cape. You can't just camp them at a distance with projectiles as effectively. They can kind of counter that, so you have to learn to play really aggressively.
Right.
So I'm even starting to see that like with Cloud. Like Renai just recently beat Komori Kiri's Cloud for I believe the first time ever at a recent big Japanese, I think it was the Sumabado tournament.
Sumabata 12?
I definitely don't know the number, but yeah. So that's a glimmering hope. Like it's possible, just different play style.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, going back to the topic as you as a player, I noticed that you travel out of state a lot, or out of the city, I see you in several different occasions, go to Louisiana, RGV, sometimes, let's say, a Shockwave every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think traveling has improved you as a player?
It depends on what you travel to, honestly. Like, I go to, no offense to you guys, but RGV, that's like one of the weaker regions in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And the last time I went there, I was expecting Hypey to enter the tournament because I needed my run back because he beat me the last time, but he didn't.
Oh, he didn't?
No.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so shots fired, Hypey, but still, if you want to travel to level up, you got to travel somewhere where there's big talent. Like when I went to Evo, for instance, I got to play so many good players there.
Mm-hmm. Can you give an example or a memorable moment that you've had at Evo?
Well, I made it out of my pool on the loser side, so I had I only made it to 65th place, which is pretty good, but I had to make a loser's run of 8 to 10 people just to get to 65th. That shows the massiveness of a 3,000 person bracket.
Yeah, definitely.
But I had to play a lot of notable players from other regions, like ranked players from their own regions, just to get that far, and it was a good experience just having this different play style. But more than that, I got to play a bunch of top players and friendlies like Renai and Komori Kiri.
Mm-hmm. So how was playing against Renai's villager against yours? What's different?
It was hard to say. It's just every time we're squabbling, he just it was very hard for me to catch him off guard. He knew everything he was doing had a purpose, and I couldn't read him. I just couldn't come out ahead. I kept trading with him, but we're trading in these situations where he squeezes out more damage, he puts himself in a better position,
right.
And I was never able to get an advantage over him, and so the games were they were kind of close, not terribly close. He didn't body me, but at the same time, I could tell I was getting outplayed throughout the whole match, and at the time, I definitely couldn't adapt hard enough to beat him in that moment, but looking back at those losses, I kind of learned a lot.
I'm glad you did, man. Having this kind of knowledge of out of state, out of city competition, where do you think Houston stands in terms of skill level, or in our region, which is the Southwest region, or possibly in our nation?
Well, geez, for our region of Texas, I guess you mean. For our region, we're kind of in contention with Dallas-Fort Worth for the strongest region in Texas, but ultimately squabbling over who's better, Houston or Dallas, is really a futile endeavor because we should all
help each other.
Well, not just that, but we should really be focused on a bigger, grander scheme. How can we put Texas on the map?
Exactly.
It's so rare that a player from Texas just does anything on a national scale. You know what I mean? So if we're so concerned about is Houston better than Dallas, that's a waste of time.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's a bigger picture,
Yeah.
You can see examples such as Parno or Trello,
Yeah, and Cosmos, shout outs to him, recently got the set win over Allies Mario.
Right, yeah. Texas has
But we have little breakthroughs every once in a while, but we could get more.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And not to diss the other cities like Austin and San Antonio, they got potential too. But my point is we need to level up as a whole state, not just be focused on who's the best in the state. I would love to travel out of state more. You know, like I wanted to go to Big House, I couldn't, unfortunately. Genesis 4 though, I'm definitely gonna try to go to that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's one of the premier tournaments to go to. Alright, so let's talk about your sponsor, Smash United. After being sponsored by SU for a while, what does SU mean to you?
That's hard to say because like the founders of SU, I've known them for way longer than SU even existed, so they're just like my best friends. I like to try to represent them when I travel. You know, it really, like when I win tournaments, it makes me happy on two levels. Like I'm happy for me, I'm happy for the money I won, but I'm also happy for like bringing the fame back to my sponsors, you know.
Nice.
So that's partly what motivates me.
It's very humbling, BC. I like that. You know, any future events that you already plan on going? You know, you already said Genesis, but you know, or any other events that you're currently preparing for?
Well, I had such a good time at Evo and at Vegas, so I'm gonna definitely set aside money for Evo next year.
Right.
Because I'm gonna go to Evo.
Which everyone should, honestly. I mean, it's a really good experience. You know, it's like
Yeah, like I can honestly say, like if I'm being unbiased, if you're only concerned about like the actual Smash tournament quality, Evo isn't the best for that. Like you'd be better off with like Genesis or the Big House.
Right. Yeah.
But the thing about going to Evo is it's like it just has the prestige because it's Evo.
Yeah.
It's
The Super Bowl of like
Yeah.
the tournaments, fighting game tournaments.
Plus, you know, Vegas itself is a really cool, really fun city. Like, to put it in perspective, they crammed all of Smash 4 into one day. And so I was actually only playing Smash for one day that whole trip, but I was there for 6 days, almost a whole week. And so I just had a great time doing, like, Vegas things, you know?
Right.
That's, like, half the reason why I want to go back. But also, like, the magnitude of, like, the nearly, I don't know, it was, like, almost 3,000 man bracket. Just the magnitude of that was staggering. Like that was really exciting for me.
Yeah, it's like just a bracket of 3,000 people, you know, all crammed up in like
at
several rooms.
At no point in time did I know like what my status were. Like usually when I'm at an SFC, the bracket is small. It's like 50, 60 people. I have a good familiarity with how brackets work. Like I always know what placing I'm in. I know if I'm in the top 8, the top 12. I know, you know, okay, I made it to losers quarters. That means if I lose now, I'm top 5, I'm in the money. Or I know, you know, I'm won 4 losers quarters, I gotta win 1 more.
Right.
At no point during Evo did I have any clue. Like, for all I know, if I would have gotten eliminated and the guy had said, okay, congratulations, you got 300th place, I would have been like, okay.
Okay.
I remember me and Tony went back to the room afterward, and we spent like an hour trying to figure out just what our placements were.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Looking for like
It was just
random
hard.
links?
Well, it was so hard, yeah, to find the brackets, to just calculate that. Yeah, but so that was really exciting though, and also Evo kind of brings together the whole Smash scene nationwide. Like I got to meet a bunch of people who I'd only known online. That was fun too. But so definitely want to go to Evo 2017. But Genesis 4. Other than that, I don't know.
Yeah, or any other events that you're preparing for?
You know, I don't plan that far ahead, to be honest. I just like live day by day. So I guess the next event I'm preparing for is the next SFC.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, BC. Guys, we'll be right back. When we come back, we're going to cut to the Facebook Q&A, so stick around. All right. Hey guys, we're back. We're going to start off with the first question of the Facebook Q&A. And we're going to start off with none other than John Lackey, aka Noble Soul. What are some of your largest challenges in maintaining consistent tournament mentality in the face of such lengthy games? Do you find your play slipping, or how do you tend on correcting it?
Okay, that one, I like this question a lot, even though it's not easy to answer. consistent tournament mentality, you know, I play this character. I'm infamous for like camping people out, timing people out, going to time. Like everyone knows I'm patient. I'm prepared to do that if I have to. So in many matchups, you know, not everyone, but I have this mentality. Every hit matters. Like if I land a max distance slingshot that does 3 damage, and that puts me in a 3% lead because the match just started, that's a big win in my book. Because to some people, it's like, okay, I'm at 0%, they're at 3, not a big deal. But to me, I'm like, that means I have the lead over you, and in 8 minutes, I will win the game if it goes to time. As absurd as that sounds, like that dictates the pace of the match because I can just sit over here and keep firing stuff. Not saying I will every time, but it just gives me that tactical advantage. And so I just have to keep that in mind as I play. Like every hit matters. If we're playing 3 stock 7 minutes, too many of my matches go to time in 3 stock 7 minutes. Like why is 2 stock 6 minutes the standard, and then Zyro decides that to add an extra stock in only 1 extra minute?
Yeah.
I prefer 3 stock 8 minutes, but I'm okay with 3 stock 7 minutes. Just all my matches go to time, and it might not be fun for everyone.
Of course.
But so consistent tournament mentality. So I just go into the match with that mentality. Every hit matters. I'm gonna be patient. If you mess up, I'm gonna punish you for it. Typically, like I notice that I have more patience than most people, and that works out to my advantage. There are some people that have like godly amounts of patience that I have a hard time cracking. Like Gene-S, like he is super patient, super smart. He might be like my kryptonite for my play style. Much respect to him, but normally, yeah, it just what also helps is I actually love the villager character so much. Like people who are watching might be thinking, "Oh wow, how boring! They're just camping," but like I'm actually having fun. Like even if I'm on the ledge, timing you out, camping, like to me it's fun. So because of that, that's how I'm able to maintain the consistent mentality, because like my spirit never breaks. Like I'm having fun win or lose. And the worst part is if I'm behind, then on the flip side, I have to approach, my opponent can time me out. But at the same time, I've been in that situation so many times, I'm just able, like, it's nothing new to me, it's second nature. Like, I've made so many comebacks from on the verge of being, like, behind. Like, I even have 2 matches, I don't need to even name them because most people know who they are, where, like, I was behind up until the last 10 seconds of the match. And then I got, like, 1 string that put me in the lead, like, and then I won with a 1% lead. Game 3. Like, that's happened to me. That shouldn't happen to anyone, but that's happened to me twice. Like, I've been there. If you're behind and your opponent is camping you, here's what you need to think about. Like, just think, don't get mad, don't get flustered. Then you'll just keep playing progressively worse and worse. Like, when I put someone on tilt, they just start making more and more mistakes. They keep snowballing downward, and I just increase my lead. So, like, that's the most important thing. If my opponent kills me first, I stay patient. Like, I know, okay, there's still 6 minutes on the clock. If I can just keep my game plan and then take their stock without taking too much damage, then it's a pretty even game. We both have 2 stocks. I'm just down a little bit.
Right.
And then, also, if you are way behind, you also need to think objectively. Like, let's say there's only a minute or 2 left. You need to start thinking, it's very simple. Think to yourself, what is my only chance of winning? And then go for that. Like, if they're at 60% and they're 1 life ahead of you, you need to be thinking, what moves do I have that can kill them right now at 60%?
Right.
Like, can you maybe read them with a forward smash, like a bowling ball? And then just go for it. Like, if it doesn't work, that's okay. You lost the game. At least you like did everything you could. That's how I think about it, because I've been in that situation so many times. I've even made those sort of comebacks. Like tree can kill at like 30. Bowling ball can kill at like 0 if it's charged at the ledge and they're off stage. But why would they be off stage at 0? But it can. Just so that's how you need to think about it. And if I find my play slipping, it's because if I find my play slipping, that's because I'm always looking at the damage counter. Like I know how far behind, how far ahead I am. If my opponent's getting too much of a lead on me, I just pause because like even if they have the lead on me, I can still dictate the pace of the match with my character usually because Villager has a solid neutral game, good camping game, and I just think about, okay, why did I just get hit? How did I screw up? And then correct it on the spot because you got a whole 8 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Be patient. And yeah, I hope that answers your question. I love your question, Soul. I think I answered that one
All right, cool.
as much as I can.
That was a great question, BC. Thank you. Zolt wants to know, who is your favorite doubles partner?
You know, I feel like this is cheating, but like honestly, it was Abadango. Like I don't know if I'll ever have the privilege to team with someone like that good again. It was a very awesome experience. Even though there was like a language barrier, I don't speak Japanese whatsoever, and he barely knows any English. But like we just got our groove. We were playing progressively better. Our teamwork and synergy was actually really good for two people that have never teamed. And we took out some good teams. We beat Ouija and Shadow Fox, and we beat Karna and the Wall. And like the way we were netting most of our kills would be, he was actually going all Mega Man, which isn't what he's known for, but he just wanted to play all Mega Man, so like I couldn't, nothing I could do. I'm like, okay, you're playing Mega Man, so we're doing Villager Mega Man the whole tournament, but like, our edge guarding is just on point. I'm edge guarding low, and he is covering high. He's covering them with Mega Man's back airs or pellets if they try to jump past the ledge. And like the wall particularly, like his Yoshi, I remember one of the games, I think we killed him like 2 or 3 times before Karna even died once, just because we were focusing on Yoshi because he's easier to edge guard than Sheik, and just like there was nothing our opponents could do with all of those projectiles, all of those pellets, back airs, you know, rocket.
Right, just like meshed well, you know.
But like I said, that's not a static partner. That was a one-time thing. So like, other than that, my favorite doubles partner, I'm just gonna name several people so I don't make anyone mad. Because I've teamed with lots of people. For out of city tournaments, I'm kind of static with Slaps. We have some really good, wins under our belts. We take out like ranked players in other cities pretty easily. The Ike Villager combo is just really good because Ike has the best back throw in all of doubles. It sends you at a very low angle at any percent, so it combos into like Villager's bowling ball or Villager's tree, so we can get like really early cheesy kills. In Houston, I like teaming with Ouija and Shadow Fox, and just recently El Yoshi. I like teaming with Lucarios in general because that Lucario is like, if you watch Japanese, anything Japanese doubles, you can tell.
It's so crazy.
You can tell Lucario is like top tier in doubles, like low key kind of. Just trying to make sure, did I forget anyone? I hope not. Well, yeah, those are my favorite doubles partners.
Nice. All right. So Hypey asks, because of the rise of everyone having a pocket club, where do you see your villager, where do you see your villager in general doing in the future metagame? Any secondary to play against Cloud?
It's hard, man. Like, I've had lowered success since Cloud came out. Like, I used to beat KJ a lot before Cloud came out, Villager Sonic. And ever since Cloud came out, I've beaten him like once or twice, but he usually always beats me. I've never beaten G-Ness as Cloud. I've even lost to like worse Clouds than those two. Like, it's rare, but it's happened. But like I said earlier in the last segment, there's a little bit of hope. Renai just beat Komori Kiri for the first time. Hopefully it wasn't a fluke. Hopefully, he's showing, okay, that matchup is doable. I've got to study it more. But other than that, it's no secret I play like a bunch of different characters. And in an unbiased sense, I'll tell you it's better to stick to one, but I can't help it because I get bored. And like, I have a Ness, I have a Cloud. Like, I hate Cloud. I hate Cloud. I wish he wasn't in the game. and I feel bad for playing him because I hate him. So I'm kind of retiring him. But like, if it gets real, I have a Pocket Cloud I can rely on.
A Pocket Cloud, a counter Pocket Cloud.
Yeah.
That's the meta where we're at right now.
But recently I've been playing Bayonetta a lot because, yeah, I know she's evil too. Like, she's just as evil as Cloud, but like, she's really fun for me to play. And logistically, she does really well against Cloud. Like, we've seen Salem beat Mewtwo King and Tweak, you know, like more than once. So she might actually be a good secondary. She's just, you wouldn't know it unless you messed around with her, but like, she's actually pretty hard to play. Like, you have to be really familiar with all of her intricacies, her combos. You need to know different combos because everyone DIs differently. You know, she's not as easy as it might look, so she might be like a odd choice for a secondary. Like, you typically see all of the successful Bayonettas, they main her. But that's where I'm at right now, and she does pretty well against Cloud, so I'm going to look into that.
Nice. Alright, so Arjuna has three questions, which I seem valid. Whose sets do you enjoy commentating? Because I know you like to commentate. You're really well behind the mic. You know, whose sets do you enjoy commentating the most? Who do you like commentating with the most? And who is your hardest adversary locally?
Well, I like commentating good matches. Like, if I'm gonna have to commentate like the Wall versus someone that I know he's gonna destroy,
right?
I'm not gonna enjoy commentating that too much because for some people might find that exciting, like he's just bodying someone, styling on someone. But I prefer to commentate good matches where there's a good back and forth, where there's a lot of like high level gameplay to analyze. Like if it's, you know, a good player versus another good player, and what I enjoy is just pointing out to the viewers, you know, the subtle things that are going on through the player's mind that I can tell just from their actions. So I enjoy commentating like anyone in Houston's top 10 versus anyone else in the top 10, you know, that's fun.
Really high matches.
Yeah, but I also like commentating, you know, slow matchups that other people might not appreciate, like a campy character versus a campy character that goes to time. Like, while everyone else is going to be like, oh, this is so boring and so campy, I'll actually like enjoy it because, you know, if a match is going to go to time, there's a certain suspense or thrill. Like when there's a minute left and both players are on their last life, every hit matters so much because you know it's going to go to time. And all of a sudden one player's in the lead. Oh, now the next player got a hit, now he's in the lead. That's exciting, right?
Yeah.
So I like commentating, you know, those sort of matches. But did he ask whose sets? Okay, so to name specific players, you know, I would, if there was like...
Careful on the USB.
Oh, yeah. I would love commentating other Villager players, but that's rare. Like, Krebs doesn't enter, and Slippy, I don't think I can't remember the last time I've ever gotten to commentate any of his matches. I like commentating Tony's matches because I actually know a fair bit about Rosalina, even though I don't play her. So I could like tell you what he's doing, what he's thinking, how to like DI. I like commentating Bayonetta matches now that I know how she works because I play her. I could tell the viewers like how to DI. You know, what they should have done, when to expect which time, so I like commentating. You know, I think Grimm should pick Bayonetta back up. He would be fun.
Even after he said that he's dropping her for sure?
Yeah, but like he dropped her when she was broken and no one appreciated you for playing her. Now she's like, just pick her back up, she's still good, but now people aren't going to give you as much crap for playing her.
Right.
Which you shouldn't care about in the first place, disclaimer, because everyone's trying to win.
Definitely.
But, I don't know, that's a hard question. Who do I love commentating? I love commentating the Wall versus Germ. I like commentating that because it's usually a good match. I like commentating Germ versus anyone else in the top 10 because like I really like projectile-based gameplay. I appreciate his Robin and what he does. I like commentating Shauna, the Olimar player, because I actually mained Olimar in Brawl, so I know like a lot about how that character works.
Yeah, some insight.
Pretty interesting to me, yeah.
Do you have a static partner that you know like commentating with?
Static not so much, but like the one time I commentated with Deluxe, I thought we had really good synergy. So me and him are kind of like a staple duo. Like we commentated at Battlegrounds. I mean not Battlegrounds, City Clash.
Mm.
So I like commentating with Deluxe. I liked commentating with Arjuna. He's pretty good. He's very talkative. Like he always says insightful things, but he's also good at supporting the other commentator. You know.
Right.
He's good at just building up the other guy. He's also good at thinking of thought-provoking or insightful questions or statements to say. So yeah, Arjuna and Deluxe would be my favorite two people to commentate with.
Yeah, and lastly, this question is, who's your hardest adversary locally?
Well, I haven't gotten to play Trella in a long time, or it would be him, but like, he doesn't enter much. Karna was very hard for me. Like, I beat him like once in a blue moon, but he is vastly positive on me.
Mm-hmm.
But he's in Dallas now. But Karna would be like my hardest opponent locally when he's in Houston.
Right.
Other than that,
Maybe we switch mics real quick.
sure.
Yeah.
Other than that, though, honestly, it's some people that aren't in the top 10, like Shauna.
Mm.
You know, the Olimar Villager matchup is pretty freaking hard. Like, I beat him sometimes, but he's pretty positive on me. Like, Shauna could be like my bracket wall if I get seeded to fight him early. So he's pretty difficult for me. Ouija and me are pretty back and forth, which makes it difficult because, like, if I have to run into Ouija, I never know. Am I going to beat him? Is he going to beat me?
Kind of like a 50-50.
Mm-mm.
Alright, so Arrow asks, who did you practice with, and how did you practice when you were developing the most as a player?
Okay, so honestly, like, my competitive roots would have to be back in Brawl, and I would go to the TTN house all the time, which it wasn't known as the TTN house back then. It was just, you know, Stink and Tesh's house and PJ and Asa, and you could go there, and there was a good chance that like 4 other people would be there, like P4, Run CT, Killick back in the day. He was a Brawl Sheik main, doesn't live in Texas anymore. Illmatic, Caden, you know. I had like a wide variety of players, and pretty much everyone I listed, like, they were all better than me at Brawl. So I loved going there because I got good quality practice. And when Smash 4 came out, toward like the beginning of Smash 4, I would still go there a lot, and we would like just play non-stop. So I
like fiend out like crazy.
yeah, so I definitely have to attribute much of my success to them at the TTN house, because that was like my competitive roots. Like, I can remember, like, I was really like bad at Brawl. Like, I say bad, like I was probably average, but like looking back, like I was bad. I didn't think, I didn't try to make reads. Like, I remember like PJ asked me, like, do you even make reads, BC? Do you even think when you play? At the time, that sounds harsh, but like, I was really bad back then, and I could, that's a good place to go. Like, those guys, if you have bad habits, like if you play dumb, they'll just smack it out of you until you stop playing dumb. Like, especially Tesh, like, he's ruthless. So they were really good, because I feel like the reason I started out good in Smash 4 was because of the Brawl background.
Right.
And even though I was like kind of not great at Brawl, it's just that background was a good foundation. And when Smash 4 came out, I was like, okay, here's my chance. It's a fresh slate. And I was thinking, you know, it's a new game. There's no reason these people who used to be better than me should still be better than me.
Right.
It's my chance. And so I attributed all to that. But, you know, recently I play with, who do I play with? Arjuna, Tony, Ouija, Shadow. I play with a huge variety of people. Like, I really don't have one static practice partner. Maybe I should get one. But I tend to just be the guy who, like, I'll be at a tournament and I'll play with anyone who asks.
Nice.
Yeah.
So Ram asks, why'd you drop Diddy? Because there was a time that you didn't play Diddy.
Yeah, man. Like, no shame. I play to win.
Of course.
And back in the day, like, Diddy was the best character. Right below him was Sheik. Like Diddy and Sheik, they were stupid good when the game first came out. Diddy, had his down throw. He could down throw and then get 2 to 3 up airs. Like if Diddy grabbed you at 0 and did down throw up air, that was like 30 damage. Way too. I think it was more than 30, honestly. And his game plan was just so brain dead, so simple. You just get grabs to rack up damage, and then you also get grabs to net the kills because you could down throw or up throw up air.
Mm.
And like if Diddy had rage, his up throw up air could kill like as low as 50. No exaggeration there, just silliness. So I was still a Villager main, but like I used Diddy for all of these matchups that I had a hard time with, which admittedly was like a lot of them because Villager is hard to play. So you could just say I was a Diddy main back then, but Diddy was nerfed once, and he was still pretty good, and I definitely kept him because anyone who had a brain could see he's still really good after that first nerf. And then they nerfed him again, and at this point, I didn't know. I'm just like, okay, Nintendo has it out. I'm jumping off of this ship. Like this character had just been nerfed twice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting off this ship because, like, for all I know, he might just keep getting nerfed until he's a bottom tier. Looking back, that was a bad decision because, like, he's still top tier, like, definitely top 5. Like, those nerfs just made him go from super overpowered to, top tier like the rest of them.
Mm.
But that's why I dropped him, after the second nerf, that just scared me off.
Right.
And I don't really regret it because, like, he wasn't that much fun for me to play, honestly.
And lastly, Krebs asks, what are your thoughts on being the second best villager in Texas?
I wouldn't know.
Shots fired. Anyways, thank you, BC, for taking the time of doing this interview, man. It was a pleasure.
It was great. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. Oh, and also, I forgot. Don't silly with me. BC, where can they find you on social media? Do you have any shout outs as well?
Social media, just Bill Freeman on Facebook, or you can Twitter, Smash United BC, all one word.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. All right. And on that note, thank you guys. Catch you on the next one. Peace.